Welcome back to the Global Business Report here on Arise News. Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, has submitted paperwork to begin construction of a deep sea port in the Oloka Free Trade Zone in Ogun State. I'm just going to stop right there because Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu, he's got the scoop. He should probably be anchoring this segment. Good morning, Chika. Welcome to the show. I'm fine. Thank you so much. Good to have you. Look, I mean, you visited the refinery, but that's another refinery. Yeah, we're talking about something else completely. Give us the details.
It's a day of, again, continuing mourning for the death of our head of state.
Yes.
I think his burial is today, so we'll commiserate with the family again once more. But we'll need to talk business. Nigeria continues.
Of course.
The port system of every country is very important for very serious countries because it's where the trade, inflow and outflow, import and export, goes through. Particularly for Nigeria, where 90% of our international trade happens through the seaports. And the Nigerian port system is one area that befuddles me, in the sense that I always say that maybe Nigeria sometimes we're not serious. We'll speak on one hand and do some, and every time every government that comes in power talks about the fact that we need to promote non-oil exports. And indeed, since 1960, every development plan they had in Nigeria talked about, how to promote non-oil export. But if you understand the problems, the challenges that exporters go through before they can get their goods out of the country, you understand what is happening. I'll give you an example that the Nigerian ports are notoriously inefficient. Notoriously inefficient in supporting trade. Both whether export or import trade. The dwell time, for example, in Nigerian ports is about 20 to sometimes 30 days for items in the ports, compared to global standards or even local competitive ports like Tema, Benin Republic, of 5 to 7 days. You can imagine that, And so one key issue, there's no importer that you ask in Nigeria that doesn't have incur demurrage. So sometimes you wonder whether demurrage, of course it's profitable. If you look at the income lines of shipping companies and the port agencies, I'm sure that a major source of revenue is demurrage. The demurrage signposts delay in clearing items from the port. And it is not the issue of the fact the importers don't want to clear that items. It has to do with the delays in the port, lack of infrastructure, multiplicity of agencies. Remember, one day we had a debate with the custom people here about the fact that there are about 21 desks that things pass through there. Indeed, the exporters all in Nigeria, you may not believe it is, actually prefer to truck their exports to Ghana or Benin Republic. And from there, they export as foreign companies outside Nigeria. Nigeria losing revenue. You can imagine going through all the way to Ghana. Instead of going to Nigerian ports here. It tells you the kind of challenges that we face here. So the port is an infrastructure. Efficient ports is an infrastructure. And that's why President Obasanjo, those days, sold the ports to or these are the ports of people who are managing it now. But again, the inefficiencies have stuck in there. Demurrage have keep piling up. Theft, spoilages So it's important, therefore, that entrepreneurs in Nigeria should actually see port as a business. And that is what you will see happening here with Alhaji Aliko Dangote group of companies. So this port, this deep sea port that trying to develop, as I've confirmed, is a standalone business. Unlike what was reported that it was done because of his refinery or his fertilizer business, it's not actually that. It's actually a business. He has done a business plan and seen the opportunity, that's going to generate more income or create business from there, and that's why he has decided to do this. And as fate will have it, remember that this refinery that he has now was supposed to have started in Ogun State. This is a local free zone, export free zone. But he had issues with the governor then. And so, but now I think there's a business-driven governor who's there, who has partnered with him. And then that's where he's going to do this Deep Seaport.
Okay.
The largest is going to be in the whole West Africa. You know, the draft, the depth of about 18.5 meters. Now, the Lekki Deep Seaport is about 16.5.
So this is going to be even deeper.
Deeper.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it can take 5 ships at a time, you know, containers. And the key line is about 1.5 kilometers. And so it's a massive port, and it's a standalone business because, as the group has said, it's the entrepreneurs that must create infrastructure.
Right.
The government cannot carry this, and this is just one of those investments they have made. So it's not, as they reported, just because of his fertilizer business or refinery business, but as a standalone business, maybe to support down the line their clinker business they are developing.
Okay.
But now it is basically the business model is there's opportunity in port. Nigerians are suffering. Locationally, we have Apapa and the Timkan port advantage, early start advantage. But the issue is that those are very notorious for delays and demurrage. And it's costing us a lot in trade. And if this comes from stream, as envisaged, they believe that, as I said before, all our exporters who truck their products to Benin Republic or Tema Port in Ghana will actually, you know, patronize this port. Okay.
There's a quote from the Vice President for Dangote Industries, Dev Kumar Edwin, on possible LNG. Yes. LNG. So what do you make of that development?
That's also a plus. You know, it's going to happen also because of that. You know, Nigeria is literally burning away our gas. So that's another opportunity there. LNG is the only real company there processing it. So they believe that with this port also, this will assist them, you know, and get into that segment.
We need more ports, right? I mean, there's we've got. Well, how do you envision this? Do you envision other developments popping up?
It's difficult to be an entrepreneur in Nigeria. It is difficult to be an entrepreneur in Nigeria. It's easier. You heard when they were commissioning. I think who was speaking. One of the one of the forums. I think Africa. I think that's what you were in Abuja.
Right.
Yes. If the Dangote Group has put $20 billion in Apple,
right, it would have
or similar stocks.
The dividends.
They would have made more money. You know, than that. And I assure you that, I mean, the system, banking system, the financial system, I know a lot of people who have that kind of cash, they don't want to go through the issue of getting approvals, getting to the ports. You see the multiplicity of desks there, demurrage, frustration required to be an entrepreneur in Nigeria. Remember the refinery I talked about? It was like from swamp and from claim, you know, that's how they started it. In overseas, it's plug and play. You just come there with a briefcase and start a factory. And so, Nigeria requires a lot of investment. Government cannot do it. How much? How much is the budget of Nigeria?
Right.
You know,
something billion.
$1 trillion naira. How much every year that? How much can they use? They can't contribute to building a port. So it's private capital that can multiply by borrowing money, and they can develop all this infrastructure. And Nigeria needs like port infrastructure. As I said before, 90% of our trade is done through ports. And if we're going to push this non-oil export diversification, we need ports. Remember, we don't have even dedicated export terminals. The central bank under the old tenor were thinking about that when they were trying to push export. They said they wanted to have a dedicated export terminal to make things easier for the exporters. Roads, do you remember one of the bridges in Lagos here where we had trailers on them? You know, and then I'm not promoting these people, but all the roads in Apapa, Liverpool Street, all of them were done by the Dangote Group.
People forget that.
People forget that. They just have short memory. They have done all the roads around that port area, and that's why you don't see all the bridges in Nigeria, in Lagos, were weakened by trailer dead weight parking on those. They are not designed for dead weight, permanent dead weight on them.
Right.
You know, on those trucks, on those bridges, because of the delays. Sometimes before the delay used to go up to Ikorodu, with trailer tail back for the trailers. But all this is done. But there are limitations to what can be done in Tinkan and Apapa Port. Most infrastructure are manual. They are old. A lot of them have not been replaced or renewed. So newer models, just like what's happening at refineries.
Right.
Refineries are 45-year-old. So these are new investments. The government should continue to support private investors and give them an enabling environment towards building in things like this. Whether it's airports, or whether it's seaports, or whether it's roads, as the case may be.
Fantastic stuff. Arise Business Analyst Chika Mbonu. Thank you so much for coming on a public holiday to break this down for us. It's a big development. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.